Good afternoon, everyone. Dear partners, my name is Vasile Dilan, and I am the author and founder of the Dilan to the World project. What's translated Dilan's Mirrors? Dilan is my surname. What is this project of ours, Dilan Mirror, all about? It's about production and selling mirrors that allow for maximum comfort, fully examine
Play
the
the
back of
guitar.
the body. This option can easily be turned on or off at any time with a touch panel using hand gestures. We do not command bicycles. And it's made from a mirror screen, a video camera positioned at a specific angle and at a certain height, facing opposite for now
Nearly is broadcasting the
in
video.
real-time mode. When video synchronization is off, we have a simple mirror reflection. That is, we turn it on and off. It's simple. The code is already doing its job. It looks simple, but it's all done by professionals, programmers who have universities completed are behind us. There is also a sensor that turns the system on or off if no one is looking at the mirror or left it on. We also have artificial light that increases or decreases the light's brightness. The brightness of the light adjusts depending on the needed level of illumination. Look at your body in the mirror to have a sufficient true picture. And in the mirror, when you look, you want all this high quality and live stream. Our goals and plans. Many ask about the roadmap, and yes, we have one. You can always
Nike,
on the website, on our landing page. Well, let's start, for example, with our current year, 24th year.
Here we are, up to the year 26.
So this is basically the most important thing for us.
To patent our product and
To do this in 90 countries around the world. We've
in
already
March
paid
or
for
later
it.
they were submitted.
Patent applications in Russia, for Russia, and also in the USA.
And get ready.
A patent application for England. There's more on France. Everyone knows by now. Yes, I started this journey from France back when I was in France. Therefore, we must arrive in France this year. And in Russia too, yes, also this year.
Because in Russia, this is all done faster. European style.
That's the number of applications submitted.
From investment activity, that is from the funds entering the project. And the faster, the quicker we will develop. 25th year, 26th year, it's about construction.
Make your
for the
own
worlds of the
water.
United Arab Emirates. And the distribution of products worldwide in all countries. This is mirror production, made mirror.
Partners are also present.
And some ask the question, we won't be building our factory anymore, or what happened that led us to collaborate with other factories? There is nothing to worry about. On the contrary, it's a good thing. Because this year specifically, it's already possible to produce these mirrors on partner platforms. Those who already have inventory here, they can produce this product of ours. Of course, new ones will be added, new inventory for them, but this is quickly achievable for such giants. Therefore, this year, our investors will already be receiving dividends. That's good. Meaning startups that are already giving profit from product production. I think we won't be the first, but startups are not encountered so often. So it develops so quickly. It's good. Don't be alarmed. We plan to build our own factory in Dubai. I'll tell you more about it later. as we started, so we continue. No changes in plans. So the year 27 is all about scaling up franchise sales and licensing, which is exactly what I'm talking about now.
To be continued.
This means not just franchises, but also licenses we can sell in countries where we are not interested in entering our business. Because, so to speak, there are people living in the world. Please turn off the microphones of those who makes unnecessary noises. Sorry about that. Like it now, there are 8 billion people living in the world. That's a massive number, meaning that no matter how much we want, we can't satisfy everyone's demand. Therefore, we plan to collaborate on a franchise basis and sell licenses to a certain number of factories capable of producing our technology. That is, we can't sell this to everyone. We choose, of course. We look. The main thing is to have giants. All incomes the companies Dilan and Nurn received will be distributed among the investors in proportion to their contribution to the company. This is, I think, everyone should be happy. There were complaints like initially there was one story, then came another. You don't keep your promises, not following your roadmap, but I think it's the opposite.
This is great
To everyone.
for our future.
Well, the main question, why are we doing this Zoom today? Where were the investments used? But exactly 14 weeks ago, normally on December 24th of the year 23, our project's pre-launch was done. In January of the year 24, there was the official launch, everyone remembers. There was a boom in all stories. We posted here, we start a cake. You remember today I'll talk about how the allocation of raised funds was distributed and the achievements the project has made over these 3 months. Our present today, the project is as of today $157,528 were invested in the project, of which 40% of the funds are spent on marketing payments. Namely, about $62,800. Those who help attract investments to the project have earned it. Even on you in the community. Can I ask this question? How many competitors do we have? Here are the remaining 90, more than $90,000. 60% goes towards distribution. On building the company, Dilan Mirror, there are many expenses here, including staff maintenance and payments under contracts with partner companies for completed work. Currently, our company has employee staff who are paid salaries, and that is programmers, engineers, designers, web developers. Sometimes we hire someone for a day or two to accomplish some task that comes out of nowhere. There are many of them. Such moments happen very often. I'd like to point out that videographer, he is a professional, created lots of content, which is exactly what it is. On social networks today, yes, there are old videos too, but I value them because we made them at the very beginning, so I keep them. To give you an idea, shooting mirror screens is almost impossible. So we only get it because of the special installation of patented artificial aspect. Goodbye. But also here's news about various new contracts. We've entered into an agreement with the company.
Software that already exists.
Works on creating artificial intelligence to remove unnecessary mirror screen details and add an artificial background which appears based on the image of a person looking in a mirror. Good luck. Everything is in the announcement. With Lab 3D Print Company, It's 3D modeling of casings, parts, and components of our devices. Also, guys offer their design options. That's good. That's convenient because there are developers who propose their design ideas.
Been myself.
And now it's just about offering an option. I just choose it. Convenient, right?
Work fast and do it well.
And there's also a payment
Companies which are professional in the franchise market. That's
Top
incredible.
franchises.
Vasile Dilan is the owner there. He's the best in the world in this field. The quality packed the Dilan Mirror franchise for us. Not finished yet, but there's already almost at the finish line. And here is Talk Franchising, this site. And the company.com is now your personal guide in franchising, ranking number 1 in the world. Vasile Dilan. It took first place now in Abu Dhabi, where we were together at the same table, where I showed my mirror, his company, and because we are partners. We were there together, and I remember I left early. That is, the evening hadn't ended yet, but it was already evening. And then I find out he took first place. There were a lot of people. It was very pleasant. Proud to have such partners. A part about investments and so on. A portion of the received investments was used for office modernization. We bought the necessary equipment, which was missing for operational work. This is very important, meaning sometimes the required object reduces time by 5 times. So yes, it was needed. We also have a partnership agreement that's very important with the Patent Office Siberia Patent, with which we work on patent applications worldwide. And also about protecting the Mirosh department trademark, i.e., we have already submitted application for protection of our logo, Dilan Mirror. So we are already protected, meaning we don't have to wait for a response. We are already protected like a patent. How patent protections work. So we are already a lot of actions have been carried out, which currently make our company now not even a company, let's say a fully fledged startup. Well, that's the news regarding investment issues, where to spend. Everything is recorded. Everything is transparent. Soon the landing page will feature, these reports will appear, where to spend, how much, and all this information is necessary for us.
Right now,
partner.
That's pretty much the whole story. Our story. I can answer questions if anyone has any. I'll try flying.
To be continued.
Here is a question from Rinat Bigaev. What percentage of profit will be allocated for dividends according to the investment memorandum? Well, it depends on how many shares were bought. That's how the dividends will be distributed per piece to everyone. Yes, everyone, all partners, all investors. This will become even clearer when we find everyone. Suppliers, because the cost depends on the supplier's product sales. It turns out we've already found, let's say, 30% of the suppliers. For example, there is one component that sells there for at least one batch needed. If I'm not mistaken, around $10,000 or $15,000 for a batch. And we have about 20 components in there. Therefore, it's too early to answer.
Right to the point.
What's the form of ownership? What capital should the startup set? Well, that's valued at, and so on. Actually, I read it out loud. We sell 15%, which is $42 billion. We have
Capital turns out.
we operate it online, meaning we provide this project on a crowdfunding platform. So we need to wait a little longer before we go public with an IPO. That is, every project always had shares that become stocks. So it's still early for us to talk about this. We have 3 months left for questions. Here's a question. Will dividends be distributed this year? How will this appear in our accounts? Anyone who bought shares, they are stored in their personal account. NFT will appear soon, and it will be fixed how much and when and who bought the stocks. They can't be falsified. Therefore, everything is stored electronically, and everyone can look. That is, every time a share is purchased, it's one NFC. And right now, this is how we provide information in electronic form. Inheritance, I don't think we need to worry about that yet. We have partner investors, which means all investors are all heirs of our history. More project activities. We are selling only 15% at the moment. There are more depending on how many shareholders we have, as I understand, among friends, among partners. We didn't break the record, but we're doing well. Hope it continues like this if there is enough. Not enough, but lots of investors. There will be many partners then. Yes, there might be something more. Percentage will be sold, but I think that it won't be anytime soon because, and today, not even 1% has been sold. Not a single percent in 3 months. Tell us about your team. How many people are working on the project? Very interesting. Our team already consists of 10 people who are engaged, involved in programming, design, and landing. A lot. Yes, there is even a personal assistant who helps. This is very important because I'm already running out of time everywhere to act. So yes, there is also a personal assistant. Our team, it turns out, mostly located in different countries because I don't and swap them for others, or Dubai, because at the very beginning I was in France. That is, I do not leave those who are even far away from me. That is, for instance, in programming, it's not necessary to be close. Therefore, various nationalities, Russians from Moldova, from Belarus, about airdrop. Yes, there is this promotion now. I didn't quite catch that. I'm in a rush to tell everyone that I'm from Moldova, and sometimes dealing with these synonyms, I don't always keep up. Yes, there are some now, and there will be. Right now, there are 6,000. There's an airdrop, 6,000 shares. The airdrop will last about a month. And yes, like in all projects, there will be airdrops. Follow the news and you'll surely catch everything as we post everywhere on social media. The question: if family, children, have a wife, her name is Alexandra. She is originally from Moldova, but she is a Russian citizen. Long gone are the days of kids and little ones. For now, it's all about career at this moment.
In the foreground, so to speak.
Such a question from Glenn Petrov. If I find a factory that needs extra information or hotel owners, should they contact you? First and foremost, yes, with me, because
Patent.
this invention is a monopoly.
No one can distribute
The products
which is patented.
in my name, so yes, they must get in
And,
touch, yes, with the company, let's say, not with me. Here's the question. Yes, are there still issues with the background mazes? We have almost solved this issue now. That is, Soft is already sending me the results, where background artificial, it will appear instead of this maze. Only the human body will remain. And that I think we've almost solved this issue, certainly in the plans. More of these solutions, please. Related to the background, as always said, different backgrounds will appear depending on the clothes that are on the person, but it's also related to virtual examples or dreams. Where clothes that might fit you are thrown on. And so it's not all that simple here, meaning it's not just background, but also clothes, which in fact they are not on you. So at this point, we've solved the issue with the mirror maze. But don't worry, we're not stopping there. We still have to figure out the thing with the virtual fitting room. We'll be posting in the news how it's all going. Lately, as I mentioned at the start, there hasn't been much news, but that's because we are at the beginning, the very start of our journey. And all this will be resolved, I think, in the near future. I'll try to start from this month, April already, regularly provide, say, a report on where we are and what we're doing. Such a question. Why go crowdfunding instead of raising money through funds? Is there a clear answer to this question? Owners of projects, patents, losing a lot of percentage for a very small investment amount, and firstly, the project doesn't come to fruition. Secondly, there's a loss. Sometimes, in some cases, a control share package. Therefore, crowdfunding might be new, but it'll soon be popular because it allows you to implement any project. How we do this now, and it's new for me too. At first, I acted as if in the 90s, yes, I sold shares that are already on the official stock, but I've attracted not such a large amount, and therefore crowdfunding is a very convenient tool. Official, it's not, as others say, scam or something of that nature is out of the question. It's a handy tool that simply helps, not perfect, but it helps attract a lot. Investments can be made without the need to sign physical documents or fly somewhere for each, 10,000 people now at the auction. 10,000 investors in our project. Imagine that I have to fly and sign with each one the contract. I should have a cool guy by the old standards because there won't be enough raw materials. So I recommend crowdfunding. For those who have good projects, I recommend it. The question is, were we expecting the construction of our factory in Dubai to start this year? This year depends on how the investments come in. I mentioned this before. But it will be next year. I think it will be enough by now. Funds are tight this year as we're allocating everything to patents and applications. It's very costly. All reports will soon be on Lightning. Getting patents in 90 countries is, let's say, a very expensive pleasure. So now we're heading in this direction, and after that, we're starting the stage. Prototypes and factory constructions. maybe we won't start with the big factory right away. Maybe we'll start small to keep moving, to show people how our mirror works. That's why we are working on the franchise now. Here's the question. What's the latest on the Moscow plant? The documents have been signed. The news is this. We're setting up a mirror in their office now. We've finished the installation, but we need a place with less light. There's a point where others shine very brightly. LED spots, so to speak. So we change location, chose a place with less light. We have prepared the document, prepared the contract, and it's under review by our future partners. So everything is fine on that front. All is well. Just simply can I share more photos and information so we can use them in marketing? Yes, of course. By subtitles by Dima Torzok. Due to we couldn't create new content. There is only the one you've seen yourself in Abu Dhabi, in India, in Moscow. Things aren't so simple here, so we got a bit delayed, but it's ready now, meaning I'm flying to Dubai in a few days, meeting the director of the Moscow factory tomorrow and flying back to Dubai the day after tomorrow. And probably by the end of this week, we'll produce new content to somebody didn't create a fake images where I was quoted in the news, because there are plenty not what's needed. For example, doesn't match our project. Wrote, asked not to do that again. I understand, yes, the material isn't new, but it seems to me it's obvious that there's a demonstration of how the mirror works. 2 months, 3 months, yes, it's time for new material, but I love my content. Sister, we'll try to publish new photos, information to ensure partners have everything new. Everyone loves new things, I understand, but it's the right thing, yes.
Vasily, I have a live question. I prefer not to write right away, so to speak.
Hello.
My name is Vladimir Velkovo. I live in the Czech Republic. Have you ever thought about creating your own token? And at his press sales, let's say, when it's sold and thus get investment sooner, sort of.
To tell you the truth, yes, thank you for the question, Vladimir. The day before yesterday, my team made such an offer. And yes, we'll work on this because, well, I, as a person, I'm not very... I love this thing. I get it. I am in this field now, like filings, tokens, and so on. But I prefer to work on a straight line, meaning we have a mirror. We have production, we have investments. I just love this stuff. And then there are these details. They're almost like games. They will also be, yes, it was suggested, we'll definitely show in the news what it's all going to look like. And probably, yes, probably it will be like everyone else's, meaning all this inventory. Therefore, my answer is as follows. Thanks for the question. Am I afraid that the Chinese will steal the project in one evening? So what's to be done? Sit and do nothing because they'll steal it anyway, seems to me. That's champagne, you've got to drink it after all. So we're gonna take the risk. And even in China, slippery as they may be, let's say a patent works for everyone regardless. If somehow...
And this is a copy.
I'll go there for a beer. We'll figure it out. The question is, how much investment do we need to start building the factory instead of counting funds for patents? Depending on the stages, we have these stages which are again divided into stages in our business plan. As stated, we discussed this at the very beginning. We aim to raise 200 million, of which 5% will go towards marketing and 15 into the project, into the construction of the company itself.
Even this little one.
Because there are no competitors. We need to build factories around the world. Rent, right? They offered a lease. Why not rent it? Various large spaces there for a factory, but if we rent, then over time as leases end, the lease agreement may be denied, and then the own equipment must be moved to another location. That is, I thought it would be ideal to have our own factory. Yes, it's expensive, but as I said, it might even be insufficient because currently in the age of technology, it's very expensive to create something new, especially since this is all related to artificial intelligence. For instance, the processors we will be using are very expensive. Renting such a processor costs $4,000 a month. So to buy our own for each mirror, we need to develop. So everyone, everything was perfect, so that there would be no issues. Marriages, meaning there are a lot of details here. So over time, all these details, why so expensive? What's the cost of 1, 2, 3? Everything will be transparent. We will show, and it will be clear to everyone why such an amount. In France, a patent has been approved. Here's the question. Passed inspections in Athens, and currently we are waiting for the patent. It should be granted this year.
Because
this period has already passed. That is given for
reviews.
We have passed all the exams, and this year we will get it.
Someone promotes. Well, yes, many promote. Like on YouTube, if you search, there might be partners, there might be bloggers who that promote. Thank you to them. On TikTok, I don't know. On TikTok, it's more likely entertainment content than continuing to promote something there. So we don't have TikTok. There might soon be a question here on how to contact support. Just write to them if there is any specific proposal for cooperation, or even if there are issues, you can write anything. What interests you, we will definitely respond, and if necessary, I will get in touch. The marketing plan most likely won't hold it against me for that question. Everything's working fine right now is the perfect tool, so my answer, most likely no. Thank you all for being here today, and I wish everyone good luck. See you soon.